What it do, what it do, what it do. We are back and we are live. And for the first time ever from a season opener, we's real in your face on video, on the cams. You see camera ready. Excited for season 3 of the Black Social Capital Podcast. I'm Dr. Theo. Got Dr.
I'm
Jaqui with me.
Dr. Jackie. Hey, everybody.
What's good, Dr. Jaqui?
It's been a summer. I mean, there's been a lot going on. You want all my summer updates right now?
All the summer updates right now. I don't know. We got someone waiting in the wings because
Yes.
it's season 3, and so we thought we do a little throwback on a Monday, right? We filming on Monday, so we might as well get a little motivation from some folks that have been on the show before, and I think we're gonna bring in some special guests throughout the show or give updates on people who've been on the show. So while we wait, I'm gonna bring in Dr. Tony because Dr. Tony's been doing some amazing things.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Dr. Tony.
Hey, how are you two?
Good.
I'm good. You first
You.
appeared on our season one of our show, and you were in the throes.
Yes.
You were in the throes of studying.
I'm an OG. I'm an OG to Black Social Capital Podcast. I feel great to be back. Welcome for the season 3.
Thank you. Tell us what you've been up to since last we heard from you.
Well, the biggest and the best thing to report is that I am now a mom, so that's been exciting. So woo!
Clap it up.
Thank you so much. It's the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's definitely the most difficult thing. I might have all these degrees, but being a mom is on a whole nother level. But I'm enjoying every moment. Honestly, my baby girl, she's the best. She's already dancing and having a good old time and living her best toddler life. That's what I call it.
Somebody got to live a good life. We out here dealing with gas prices and inflation, so somebody got to enjoy the world while we struggle.
Yeah, and what I was also thinking, I was like, when we recorded season 1, when I was on, I was actually pregnant, but I hadn't publicly announced it yet. So you guys were kind of like a part of that journey with me. So
look, I'm gonna claim us as aunties and uncles, just cause.
Yeah, it takes a village to raise a child.
Look, I'm gonna have to find out where that registry is at.
Right.
Send some diapers. Well, good stuff. I also saw that you're adjunct faculty now. Tell us what that's all about. Where are you faculty at, and what are you teaching?
Yeah, so I have the pleasure of being in the field of teacher education, as that's really was my dream ever since I got my doctorate. For sure, I wanted to now inspire the teachers of the next generation, because that's what we need. We need some hope and some positivity moving forward. But yes, I have the pleasure of working with Alder Graduate School of Education. I love their program for their residents. They're focused on social justice and equity. Everything has just been really nice working on the team with everyone. But yeah, I'm able to teach methods and strategies to new teachers that are coming into the field, and help them think critically about how we teach students, because not all students are the same. We can't always just put them up to one standard. We have to understand, culturally, that may need different strategies. So I think that's been one of the things that I've enjoyed the most, is really looking at how a different lens of how we can teach, especially our Black and Latino students. We need teachers out there that understand where they're coming from, understand their cultures, understand just that we have different ways of learning, and we got to make sure that we are valuing that, for sure. Cultural competence. Gotta have that.
This is true.
Yeah.
So for those of you who may have missed it, Dr. Tony was episode 12. So if you missed it, go back, listen to episode 12, and you're talking about how, you know, students are needing different things in the classroom. Like, not everybody needs the same thing. What does that look like in teacher education, right? Like, how is the curriculum for teachers changing so that they're able to change the curriculum for their students?
Yes, no, I think there's so much that we can do. I think it takes, well, along with my research, it takes us knowing who we are too, what we as teachers, if we understand who we are and what culture from, you know, we're from, and all of the things that we bring to the table, just our authentic selves, it's going to be a lot easier to try to understand our students as well. But it looks great when we start actually really diving deep into what our students really need to learn, how we can add some criticality to it, how we can understand that we're just not trying to just teach them one set of skills. We want them to think critically. We want them to be able to problem solve. We want them to be able to relate to what they're reading, you know, choosing authors from different cultural backgrounds, all these wonderful things that could just be so enriching and so enhancing to just make them feel a part of the classroom. So, I mean, there's so many things, but it's really about just honoring the culturally sustaining pedagogy, culturally relevant pedagogy, all of just really trying to make sure that students' voice is in the classroom, to be honest.
Look, sounding like a doctor up in here. I have to do this because we're doing a little bit of throwbacks. All right, Dr. Jaqui also already gave y'all the hint that this is episode 12, but we're gonna play back just a clip of episode 12 so that you can remember what you said, because I think it's still relevant right now for those new teachers coming in, and we'll use that to pivot to our next thing once we listen in.
I was the Spanish teacher. I was the dance teacher. I was the cheerleading coach. I was the leadership advisor. And I realized that at a certain point, it just was not healthy for me anymore to maintain that being on all time and at all times. And to be a teacher, many people feel as though you have to be on at all times. So my research is focusing on trying to figure out how we can prevent the burnout, which is the anxiety, the not able to focus, the overwhelming feelings, all of these things, like the cynicism, the just feeling like detached or not able to handle everything that's being thrown at them. And that's not necessarily a healthy state to be in.
Okay, flashback.
The info on mental health from the jump.
Yes, indeed. It's so important. It's even more, I mean, I feel like, I guess when I was saying all of this, I was doing a lot of research right before the pandemic hit. And then, man, as soon as this pandemic came about, like, even more so important was mental health and just taking care of yourself. And it's just so relevant right now. And I just, when I'm helping my teachers coming into the field, I am always, no matter what specific class I'm teaching, I always want to value the, mindfulness and wellness and all of the above, and just hope and positivity, because it gets real negative around here. So we need to try to find some optimism and stay strong and do as best as we can to bring some love and light into the classroom.
Well, thank you for joining us quickly. we're gonna make sure that we stay in touch and see what's happening for the rest of the academic year and the rest of I guess the rest of 2022 is we almost done. So thank you for joining us quickly. We're gonna continue part of the show, and thanks for being on with us.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. It's good to see you, Dr. Theo and Dr. Jaqui. I hope you guys have a good rest of your year as well.
Thanks,
man. As you can see, we got folks that are doing amazing things. Got some great updates in life and in profession. And Dr. Jaqui, before we brought Dr. Tony on, you said it was a summer, so we're gonna hop right into what's so big about your summer, what you've been up to as well.
I mean, Dr. Theo knows because I've been on his phone every day this summer, going berserk. So this summer, I actually bought my first home and I moved into it. And let me tell you, it was a process. I feel like we should do an episode one day on home ownership, but I don't want to do it right now. Like, I don't want to talk about it. But it was a lot. If you've been through the home purchasing process, or if you are, you know somebody that's been through it, or they talk about it, it's a whole ordeal. So I got through it. And then my special part of the story is the day before I got the keys and moved into the new home, my car engine blew up. And I had this car forever. I was so in love with this car. So car blew up the day before I moved into the house. I moved into the house and had to figure out another car. Those are all my personal things, but professionally, things have been really good. I'm working on getting published soon. Fingers crossed that everything goes well in a professional journal that has to do with my field, which is student housing. So this article is going to be in one of our professional journals for the big international professional organization called a Kuhuai. We'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed for me. That was a big project this month. And then other than that, I'm just doing a lot of hiring and training right now. So that should be really good. I have a really I mean, yeah, being the boss. You feel like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes it would be great to just get a staff and keep a staff for a long time and you just work together and things are nice. And then, you train people really well and then opportunities come and people snatch them up. And that's just how it goes. And when you're, because I have both professional staff and student staff. So like, the student staff, they graduate, right? The professional staff, they get snatched up by other entities, either higher ed or outside of higher ed, which I was interested in. I would love to talk to Dr. Tony more because I don't know, there's like a lot of shifting and moving around in education just in general. Like higher ed people sometimes go to K through 12, but a lot of K through 12 people are breaking into higher ed right now. And it's just an interesting landscape. So that's been my summer: hiring, training, journal, moving, car.
Doing different things. So, well, I think you always got the checklist of things you done did, right? So I ain't trying to top that at all. I'm excited that season 3 is here. It's gonna be a great season with some new twists. But before we tell you a little bit about those, I would say some of my updates for myself. Been doing a lot of different events just like this, but for other folks. So I've been hosting some online events for our digital elders, right? Making sure that they still know how to get on Zoom and have great engagement on Zoom. So I've done a little bit of that. As you know, if you've been watching since season 1, both Dr. Jaqui and I are part of the Blue and White family. That's Phi Beta Sigma and Zeta Phi Beta. And I actually became the Western Regional Director of Education for the fraternity. And so for the next few years, I'll be helping to navigate how we look at the education space within the fraternity and contributing to scholarship raising and things like that. So at the time of this recording right now, August 1. We just wrapped up in Los Angeles a big scholarship luncheon, and that was great. Helped to spearhead that, and we raised over $12,000 for educational initiatives. So that was really exciting to kick things off. So taking on some new roles there. I would say, work is work. I'm still working with first-gen college students right now and helping them to navigate their pathways through school by connecting them to mentors and connecting them to pathways to internship. So that's all the upfront things. But on the back end, I'm feverishly behind the computer hours and hours and hours all the time, putting together people's flyers and all different types of things and people's housewarming events and all these types of things. So really excited to just spend some time with the Black Social Capital fam here tonight.
Yeah. And I think it really says a lot that we're able to continue to push forward and find so many good things right now out of our, just these few short months that we've been on hiatus from the podcast. Because there's so much going on in the world. There's so much going on. But I think it's really good. It's definitely good for me, but I think it's really good for both of us that we have this consistency, and that we're just in general forward thinkers, but we have each other, and we are constantly working on projects together. And I really think that, especially since we've been working together in particular, which is going to be a good segue into some of the other stuff that we'll talk about today. But I think the way that we work together in particular makes times where our productivity, not that you need to always be productive, because shout out to the NAP ministry, who is really changed the way that I think about constantly being on the grind, right? There's that anti-grind culture.
Productivity is your love language.
It is, but I'm also I'm learning that productivity is not necessarily always getting a piece of a project or a whole project done, right? I really like the whole projects done, but it's not always that. Sometimes productivity is scheduling in some downtime and really disconnecting and actually resting and purposely not putting things in the evening so you can go to bed earlier, stuff like that, right? I'm unlearning some things and learning some new things and really striking a different kind of balance on self-care, and it feels good.
Look at you, balanced in self-care.
I'm working on it. I'm not gonna tell you how many hours of sleep I got last night.
We know it was only a little bit. We know it was only a little bit. It was I got my hair did. I might be out in the streets. So I ain't gonna tell you all the business, but that's what my guess is. And we ain't even talked today.
Yeah, I did my hair. Oh, I watched the TV show. Okay, this is an aside. We'll come back to wherever we were about to go. Okay, I should probably know the name of the show too, but it's a reality TV show with Lizzo and they dance. And
watch out for the big girls on Amazon.
Yes. Oh,
this is an aside for all of y'all that don't know Dr. Jaqui personally. Dr. Jaqui barely knows how to turn on the television. So whenever she actually watches something on TV, it's because somebody else is watching it. So I'm pretty sure Dr. Jaqui didn't find this herself. It was on, and then she sat down and said, "Oh, what is this?" And then she said, "How long is it?" And then it was on for more than 20 minutes, and she was still entertained. So good job, Lizzo. Shout out to Lizzo and the team at Amazon Prime for keeping Dr. Jaqui entertained for more than 20 minutes. Give yourselves a round of applause.
The show's really good. So
I consider I finished the entire season.
Oh, okay. Well,
so go ahead and watch it.
Years behind. Is it at least new?
Oh yeah, it came out this year. We'll do a spinoff of this podcast. We'll do some TV and movie critic things as well.
Okay.
Look at that. Good stuff. What else is going on with us? As y'all can see, we got a whole new setup. So you're gonna be able to get this this podcast video as well as audio, talking about universal design. We know that the algorithm these days is shifting towards video all the time. So we're going to be chopping up these videos. You're going to see them all over the place. You can definitely see them on Spotify as always. So Spotify now has video content as well. So we'll be there. You'll also be able to listen in on your favorite platform. So yeah, that's a little bit about where we'll be. But what we be and who we be, I think we're going to rewind the track a little bit and explain what we're doing here. Because we got some headers up here at the top. We got some things at the bottom. Right, so Dr. Jaqui, take it away. Let the people know what's going on.
All right. So if you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you know that we are super consistent with putting out this podcast, and you may hopefully enjoy it, like, subscribe, follow, all of that, right? But we're actually the podcast is part of a bigger entity, and that bigger entity is called Stay Motivated and Rise Together Enterprises, also known as Smart Ent. So when we started Stay Motivated and Rise Together Enterprises, the purpose was for us to start a consulting firm so that we could create opportunities for professional development, personal growth, mentorship, and really try to uplift Black professionals and graduate students as they are on their respective and varied journeys. So Black Social Capital, the podcast, is one of the things that we offer in Stay Motivated and Rise Together Enterprises. We have a ton of other things that we offer. But I don't know if you wanted to say anything else, or you want me to keep on going.
You on a roll.
Okay, well, let me just keep talking about it, because the thing that I really love about Smart Enterprises and what we're doing and the direction that we're growing is that we really do focus on community building, and it really does feel like we're starting to build a community around this, like, literally, like, motivating people and helping them rise and doing it as a group, right? I mean, we're definitely Black people. We're a people of community. We do well when we work together. We do well when we cooperate and collaborate. So I love that we are able to start creating this community. People are really liking connecting with Dr. Theo and I and others in the community. Definitely helped do a lot of networking for people who either listen or have been on the show. And then we also really care a lot about self-authorship, right? Like, we really like for people to be able to tell their stories and to stand in, you know, the what happened of their lives. Like, we want people to be able to listen to the podcast, to look at the things that we offer, and be comfortable that their stories may not look like everyone else's in their field or everyone else's in whatever area is surrounding them. And we do talk about self-care a lot on the podcast, but we also think about that in the other, like, products and entities that we offer. And ultimately, we just want every single person, regardless of the field that they're in or what their specialty is, to be the absolute most impactful that they can be. And I really feel like we are doing those things. People are coming to us, and they are they're starting to do their things. This is exciting.
Yeah, we love some excitement. So you all got a quick dive into what we're all about, right? So you can look forward to a couple of things, or you can look forward to some courses from us. You can look forward to some ebooks from us. You can look forward to some one-on-one training from us around different things. But all of that can be found on staymotivatedandrisetogether.com. We'll update that as new opportunities come up, which is great. But I think one of the things that is awesome about this platform is that because we're going to be going live once a month, right? Our podcast has new hours. We have new business hours, right? We were going hard in the paint over the last 2 seasons, and we're like, whew, that was a lot. We've had over 35 folks on the show, and so now we're gonna go once a month. So at least once a month, live and in person. You can join us on YouTube. You can join us on LinkedIn pretty soon here, as well as Facebook, where you'll be able to pop in, ask us questions while we're live, and share with your friends as well. We could give you some insight around education, some things that we've learned from our network as well. So really excited to have the opportunity to help you stay motivated and rise with us. So what else am I missing here that we've been up to? Any new updates? We talked about our video format, as people can see. I know what I can talk about. So right now we're tag teaming together. You got double trouble. You got Dr. Theo and Dr. Jaqui. But in this season, we're about to go rogue.
Breaking that. No, I'm just kidding.
Dr. Theo is got some episodes that he's hosting. Dr. Jaqui got some episodes that she's hosting. And we got a few episodes just like this one where we're coming together to create something magical. So just know that the team is still strong, but you'll see us in different veins and different venues, exploring some parts of our network that you haven't seen from us so far. So you got to mix it up. You can't be stale with the same old. So season 3 has some new things, and we're excited to have it.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I think that we have, like, I really enjoy doing the interviews with you, because I think that we both, like, we have different perspectives on things, and like, you're funny and I'm me. But like,
everybody's funny in their own way.
Okay, I'll take it, but I mean, yeah. So, but I think that it'll be really interesting for everyone to get to know us as like facilitators of our own, right, episodes. And I really hope y'all like it. So stay tuned, because we are going to start, I think, next month doing solo episodes.
But all I know is that this is a competition.
Wow.
At the end of this season, Dr. Theo's episodes better have the most views. And Dr. Jaqui, you can't be cheating and telling your network to listen longer just because.
It'll be, we have very different styles. So one, this ain't a competition. You wouldn't win, but this ain't a competition, and our styles are so different, right? Like, you are going to facilitate amazing conversations that people are going to want to tune into and listen to, and they might want to repeat it. But I am going to be giving information, cold hard facts, not exactly cold hard facts, but
cold sterile facts.
No,
delicious.
No. Wait till y'all see my episodes. I'm so excited for y'all to see them.
Jaqui gonna give y'all some keto and some vegan facts. I'm gonna give you flavor and seasoning.
No, Dr. Theo is gonna do his episodes like with a bunch of people, but when you get me solo, you really gonna get me solo. So you gonna see.
We gonna see. We gonna see. So
see.
So it's exciting to see both of our brands kind of take off, and you can choose which platforms you want to follow, but you can definitely follow the podcast by itself at Black Social Cap as always. And if you want some motivation throughout your week and throughout the year, go to at Motivate Rise on Insta. You can find us there as well. So we got some good content there for you to stay motivated. We'll have some merch dropping as well, some new merch. We had some similar merch over the past 2 seasons, but we'll come out with that new for season 3, and excited to see that come to fruition as well.
Yeah. So I wanted to just be sure to shout out like the things that we have available now and the things that are going to become available a little bit later. And there will be episodes about some of these things. I know Dr. Theo mentioned the ebook. The ebook is on our website. You can download that for the free. We are also working on some courses. Look out for those. But I think the one course that's going to be ready first is I'm going to be doing a long-term stock investing course or workshop for individuals who are interested in learning investing and don't know a single thing about it, or maybe know some stuff and want to take a different approach. So that's coming really soon. People have also been booking us, which I think this is a really exciting like byproduct of all of what we're doing, because this isn't something that Dr. Theo and I planned. But people have also been booking us to help them build their businesses, which is a huge compliment and has been extremely like enjoyable. Like it's been so nice to be able to give back, and it helps me understand like how far Dr. Theo and I have come, right? And how important a lot of the foundational things that we did really were. So we're available for,
How far we have come.
Yeah, we've come really far. We've put in a lot of work into this.
Just can't give up now. Gotta sing the Negro spirituals. You ain't heard that one before?
No.
Come from where I started. We're gonna do karaoke on here one day too.
That's gonna be your solo episode. Okay. So one more thing I think. Yes, one more thing is, so I've been doing this thing since the beginning of the pandemic called Reading Hour. And essentially, Reading Hour was just a chance for me and just a few of my friends to get together like once, maybe twice a week, but as a really consistent time. And we would just read for an hour, and it would just be whatever you're working on, right? So there were like some novels that I wanted to read, there were some articles I wanted to read. Then it started being like, oh, I want to work on a project, so I would be like, I don't know, maybe planning a podcast episode or something, and people would come. And we've been doing this consistently for 2-3, it feels like 3 years. We've been doing it really consistent for a while now, and it is something that I am making available to people through what you can see on our website is called our online accountability groups. So this is an opportunity to pick a project and for real have like support and accountability to go ahead and make either major progress on that project or to actually get it done. So look on the website. We have a section of our website called The Merch. So all of our actual merchandise that you can purchase, the shirts, the cups, the tote bags, all of that, you can go ahead and pick that up there. But you can also get our free ebook there. You can also get you can also sign up for an accountability group when I do offer them, and it's just a dedicated amount of hours over a couple weeks, and we'll work on a project, and we will actually really follow you and try to make sure that you get as much of it done as possible, or you knock it all out. So look out for those things. I think that's everything that I wanted to mention.
That's everything. I think we covered all the bases, and that's what's been up with us. We got some great things coming, and we're excited to see what happens next. So, we got anything else to say, Dr. Jaqui?
I think that's it.
That might be a wrap. We out.
Bye, y'all.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. We hope you enjoyed today's show. Remember, the way we build social capital is to build self and build others. We are sure you got some notes on your tablet, computer, or even using a pen and paper. Leave us a review, continue the conversation on social media at Black Social Cap, and share the show with someone you know. Until the next episode, stay motivated, rise together.